Good day, everyone. This is Dr. Festus, and I welcome you once again to my page. Today, I want to show you quickly how to download some raster files, soil data particularly, from the World Soil Information Database using QGIS. Usually before now, if you want to download soil data for your remote sensing analysis, species distribution modeling, and some other types of GIS analysis, you can come to this website, this particular database, and then download it directly. You could download it directly from this database before now, but now it has changed. So if you come to this database, this soil world is a world soil database. So if you come there and you want to download this soil raster files for your analysis, maybe soil pH, soil cation exchange capacity, soil bulk density, soil water level content. If you come then now, you discover that you hardly be able to, you cannot even download that again because now they only made the link available. So if you see the link now, you can only go to QGIS or ArcGIS and then download it through these softwares. You cannot download directly from the database. And so you need to learn how to do that on your own. That is why I'm creating this video. Now you can see what is written here. GIS softwares like QGIS and ArcGIS can be used to download data from specific areas together with links below. So they provided the links for each of the soil parameters. So you can see all of them, bulk density, cation exchange capacity, coarse fragment volumetric, clay content, nitrogen, soil nitrogen, pH in water, sand content, silt content. So you can see the physical parameters, the physical properties of the soils are also available. Soil organic carbon content is also available. Soil organic carbon stock, water layer, organic carbon density. So these are very, very useful for some people who do remote sensing analysis, or even ecological analysis generally. If you're doing a macro ecology where you need to relate your species occurrence or species parameters, maybe community diversities with soil parameters. You want to see how soil parameters, what role do they play on each of these community metrics. So you can do that on a large scale or macro scale using this particular soil raster files. So I'm going to show you how to do that quickly. So now what you need to do is you get the link. So for example, if you're interested in the cation exchange capacity, for instance, you just copy the link here. So copy the link, okay? Then open your QGIS. So when you open QGIS, you need to, of course, if you're working on a specific area, you need to first load the layer of the shapefile, the shapefile of that location that you're interested in. So I'm going to bring up one of the locations that I've worked on recently, add layer, so vector layer. So, excuse me. So I'm going to navigate to the folder containing the vector file. So, okay, so I'm going to bring up this particular one, .shp, and then add. So then close. So now I want to work with this. And so if I'm interested in this particular location, so you just bring up that location for for the analysis. So the next thing to do is to now download this particular soil data. So you come to still Still go to layer, then add layer. But this time around, you're going to go to add WCS. You can see it, WCS layer. So when you come here, you click new. After you open this place, click new. So when you click new, so type the name of the soil factor that you want to download. So give it a name. So I'm going to type CEC. Then now the URL, the website link that you have downloaded from that website, that you copied rather from that website, so you can paste it here. So when you paste it here, the next thing you do is that don't touch anything, you just click OK. So when you click OK, and then you would click connect. See connect here, click connect. So it's going to connect with the server that has that URL. So it's going to connect and bring up the different, so this can take a while depending on how fast your internet connection is. So it's going to load from that particular database and then bring up the different cation exchange capacity at different levels based on what has been uploaded into that database. So let's give it some time, and then it's going to bring it up, and then we'll continue. Okay. All right, so now it has loaded those files. Now you can see from what I have here, the CEC 0 to 5 centimeter. So at different depths, so you can see different versions. So it is advisable to use the mean value, okay? So I can just select if you're interested in the mean 0 to 5 centimeter depth, or 5 to 15 centimeter depth, or 15 centimeter to 30 centimeter depth, or 60 to 100 centimeter depth. So whichever you're interested in, just download that. You can just click on it. So now I want to do with 0 to 5 centimeters. So just click this and then click add. So you click add. Once you click add, automatically it should be in your in that QGIS interface that you're working in. So you can come back and do for another depth and then click add again, and then that will be done. So now let me close this now. So you can see it is already here. So it is in this, you can see now it is here already. So the next thing to do, if you want to work with like this species distribution modeling, or you want to do anything with this raster file, you can then clip with the area of your study. You can clip exactly your area of study. So I want to do with this particular area of study now. So I need to change the symbology from this color to this transparent field. So now after doing that, so you go to raster and then do extraction. So just clip raster by mask layer. Clip raster by mask layer. So you have to now input that layer. So that layer is this particular soil cation exchange capacity raster file. And this is the area that I'm clipping out. So then you click run. So once you click run, once it's done, you will see it. Okay. So let's give it some time. So that is how to clean that. Now, if you also have some points, maybe some locations that you have collected the coordinate and you want to extract the exact value for those particular points, you can also do that by bringing up the Excel sheet where you have, so you go to add layer, add delimited text layer, then you then bring up the data itself. So I'm using this as an example. So, all right. So you can then do the normal add and then close this. So the layer is already there. So the next thing for you to do to extract the values for those points that you have loaded in is to go to this particular search menu and type sample raster values. So once you type sample raster, you can just double click it. It will bring it up like this, double click it. And then once you double click it, it will ask you that the input layer should indicate. Now the input layer is the point layer that you have loaded. So then the raster layer becomes the area that, I mean, the soil raster file. So leave this one like that and then click run. So then we allow it some time also to be done and then we'll continue. All right, so this is done now. It's showing complete, so we can close this. So when you close this now, you can see it in the table of content is showing sampled. That means it has extracted the soil data for those points, locations that you have indicated. So let's open this one now. So right click on it and go to open attribute table. So when you go to open attribute table, you will see the value there. So the value now is, this is the cation exchange capacity value for the locations that I have indicated. You can see the latitude, longitude, and then the cation, the CEC value that it has extracted is indicated here. So no matter the location of your study, this is a world raster file for soil data. So you can get your soil value from here, and from that point, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can extract the value like I've done here. You can mask the area of your study and use it for your species distribution modeling. This one now you can extract the value and then use it for your ecological analysis or whatever thing you want to do, your environmental predictions and all of that. You can do that with this. So this soil data is very useful for those who are in ecology, who are in environmental sciences, or those who are in other geoinformatic sciences. So I believe that this video has been helpful. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And then I hope to bring you more videos as soon as I get any idea of what to present. Thank you. And then have a wonderful day. If there is any question, please be free to ask me in the comment section. Thank you. Have a wonderful day ahead. Bye.